The Haason Reddick trade the Jets pulled off in 2024 still the bane of my existence. But there is a way for the Jets to salvage that situation a few years later. We'll explain. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's Morphin time! To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
That fires me up every single time. Hey, everybody, I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Well, welcome to Boy Green Daily. This is a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time every single day. So for all our Coffee Club members and Espresso Club members that are already lighting up the chat, appreciate you, and all the subscribers as well. Means the world. Thank you. Horns up. We'll get immediately into this Reddick topic here in just a second. I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs here. First off, Mother Effing Chew gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership in the chat here on YouTube. Oh, hell yeah, baby. Oh, hell yeah. That is a raffle ticket towards our contest. We'll have more on that in just a little bit, so appreciate that. That membership, by the way, let me read that real quick before we move on here on the channel. By the way, if you do want to get immediately to the topic at hand, you guys could jump into the article in the YouTube description down below if you don't want to wait. By the way, that membership went to KY Jets Fan NJ. You are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to our great buddy, the one and only, of course, our great buddy that is none other than MFC. So I appreciate that. I do want to share out a message real quick if I can. I want to do this real quick from our guy, Indy Jets, who we talked about earlier this week. There's a message he wanted to share at the beginning of the show, a big, Espresso Club member in our chat. He says, good morning, everybody. Can I give a big shout out to a few folks? Badshaw, Jared B., Philly, Luby, Foxy, Hep, BG, Mama BG, and so many others for their support and love over the past couple of months. It's meant a great deal. So a message there from Indy. If any of you guys have been in the chat for any period of time, you know exactly who Indy Jets is, and a really special guy. So, he shared absolutely groundbreaking positive news yesterday, which should rev his engine, and quite frankly, a lot of us that are big Indy Jets supporters out in the audience. So, Indy, we love you, buddy, and thank you. Thank you for sharing that special message, and shout out to all in the chat. Thank you. All right, folks. I love those Indy Jets emojis. Make them rain up in here. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes. Custom emojis. That's one of the perks of the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. That is one of the gosh darn perks. That is for certain. All right, let's do this. Let's get into it here. Bill Barnwell of ESPN proposed a ton of trades in this ESPN article. And ones that to me are interesting, we'll sort of dive into and do a show about and talk about. And he talked about a hypothetical trade down scenario between the New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans. We've talked about this before. Hell, Hop on Pop did this during his mock draft. And I'm going to give a shout out to Hep here because Hep's words inspired Bill Barnwell clearly. He must be a big fan of Boy Green Daily, which makes a lot of sense. It's a great show. And we're going to throw up this trade. This is from Bill Barnwell of ESPN. This is the trade he proposed, okay? The New York Jets would receive, it'd be a trade down in the first round for the number 2 overall pick dropping back. The Jets let's start off with the easiest part. The Titans would receive the number 2 overall pick. They'd be moving up. Jets would be moving back. For that trade back, the Jets would get, of course, a first-round swap. They get 4th overall. They get the Titans' 3rd rounder this year. That's 66th overall. And then they get a 2027 4th rounder. So a pick for the future. And what Hep has said in the past when he's called in this offseason about the Jets exploring a trade down is let's not be greedy. Let's just, Sonny Weaver Jr., I want my picks back from draft day. It's like that, but a little less dramatic because the pick back is Haason Reddick, who lit that pick on fire, which I'll get back into in a second. It's trading back and getting a third rounder, not overcharging the team that you're trading with. And you guys all know I'm a big nerd for the draft value chart. Okay, and according to the draft value chart, with all the numbers on your screen here, the Jets would be taking a loss for doing this deal. According to the draft value chart, the number 2 overall pick is worth 2,600 points. When you combine all those Titan picks I just said, 4th overall, their 3rd rounder this year, which is 66 overall, and a 2027 4th rounder, that combination of picks is only worth 2,250 points. So between the Jets package, which is 1 pick, but very valuable, and the Titans package of picks, that's a 350-point difference between the packages, which is the equivalent of a late 2nd round pick. In other words, the Jets could get a lot more for doing this deal. They're missing a 2nd round pick. So in a normal situation, if you were trying to make it even, the Titans would still owe another 2nd round pick, maybe a future 2. But in this proposal, they didn't take the full price. And I think that's a multi-pronged thing here to talk about why that may be of interest to the Jets. Is number one, you got to consider the draft. Not every draft is created equal. The RG3 draft, when Washington flipped with the Rams to get RG3, they had to give up 3 first-round picks for a very small jump. So in some drafts, you have to do that. In other drafts, you don't have to pay that price. Obviously, it depends on the prospect. So the class this year will affect the price, I believe, of trade-down situations where you don't get, perhaps, in this case, right, a future first given up or something of that nature. So factor that in and let's put that in a bucket. But the other one is sort of to Hep's point. Like, again, would I like all the picks possible you could get? Of course. But, I find filling that 3rd round void very important, but probably less important. Maybe it ends up living in the same pool, but I think it's less important than why everyone else thinks so, which we'll get back to in a second. But the void, let's talk about that and sort of reverse engineer it here when we're putting all this together, is that the Jets in 2024, so 2023, they went, quote unquote, all in, Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. And that was all supposed to be great. Aaron Rodgers Achilles explodes. That sucks. 2024, they're like, all right, now we're going to go all in again. And one of the all in moves the Jets made was trading a conditional 2026 3rd round pick in 2024. They did it 2 years ago to the Eagles. Now, it was a conditional 3rd round pick. If Haason Reddick would have done insert amount of things, that pick would have been a 2nd round pick. And we may be without our 2nd round pick this year, which would have been 33rd overall. The Eagles would have owned that. But they don't, of course, because Haason Reddick was awful and he didn't come anywhere near close to achieving the conditions of that selection. And thus, the Eagles keep a 3rd round pick, that bastard. Rich Cimini has called this one of the worst trades in Jets history. And I agree. Not to waste too much time talking about a thing that's been long dead, but just to sort of set up the context for why I think filling this 3rd round void is so important for the Jets, is that for Haason Reddick and the disaster that it was, the Jets went all in trying to get Haason Reddick. And I saw the ceiling play of the move that Haason Reddick, prior to coming to the Jets, had 50.5 sacks over the last 4 years, which was top 5 in the NFL in pass rush production. And the Jets said, let's just go all in. We're going to have a lot of leads with Aaron Rodgers, and Haason Reddick, in theory, could go crazy. And there was a contract holdout drama. And the other key important piece was not only was Reddick terrible, and there was this drawn-out holdout, and then when he finally got there, he sucked. He had a half a sack, and ended up with 1 full sack in his very limited tenure with the New York Jets. So not only did all that suck, but Joe Douglas our then general manager, was forced to immediately trade John Franklin Myers for a bag of beans because those two contracts could no longer coexist on the roster. So they got Haason Reddick, and he ends up being terrible. And to make that much worse, they trade away John Franklin Myers, who was a glue piece on that defensive line, and they give him away for nothing. And he has his career year with the Broncos. And to me, if that wasn't the destruction of the New York Jets, it was at least the first domino that started the destruction of the New York Jets, that key decision. And the Jets gave up a third-round pick, of course, which now we're paying that iron price a few years later because it was a future third-round draft choice. So the forethought of the Eagles getting that selection. So the reason why I think it's a big deal. Now, some people are just like, we're humans and everyone likes things symmetrical. We want our pick back because we just want to have the third rounder. And I know there's some fans out there that feel that way. The bigger deal to me about it is, and I'll give a compliment first, the Jets have 4 picks inside the top 44. That's much more, if it's not obvious, than typical teams. Typical teams don't have 4 picks in the top 44. So we should be, as a Jet fan base, like friggin' over the moon that we have 4 picks inside the top 44. We should be over the moon that we have 4 primo top 50 picks in the 2027 NFL draft, 3 first and then our second rounder. So we have 4 top 50 picks next year. We have 4 top 50 picks right now. We have 8 picks that are going to be inside the top 50 over the next 2 years, barring the Jets making the playoffs. And next year, then that second rounder would be later. But let's put that aside for a second. So we have an unbelievable amount of capital. Unbelievable. So I want to say that right from the get-go. However, here's the big thing to me about why I would like the third rounder if there is a path to do it. And this Bill Barnwell Jets-Titans trade where we call up old friend Robert Saleh and say, hey, buddy, do you want to dance? And not charge the price, is get that third. Because here's this. The Jets pick at 4 picks inside top 44. That's great. The next time they pick after 44 is 103. Beep, boop, bop. The math on that is a 59 pick gap. So the Jets, after picking at 44, they won't pick from 45 to 102. That's a massive lapse in the draft. A lot of bleep is going to happen during that. And every draft analyst I've had the pleasure of speaking with this offseason has told me that that gap is the sweet spot of the draft. That's where you could get value and all kinds of other things. Not that the 4 picks in top 44 won't get you really nice players, and I assume they will. But that gap where the Jets just don't exist right now, how can you make that up? Now, there's a lot of ways to carve a turkey. That could come via trade back from 33. That could come back from trading from 2. Could come back from trading from 16. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. Could come from, is there another veteran on this roster to trade? Is there some combination of picks you could sort of work there? Sure, there's a lot of different ways. But we're just talking about this scenario that's floating on the screen right now. And for audio-only listeners, as I mentioned, Jets getting number 4 overall, number 66 overall, which is a third rounder, and a 2027 fourth in exchange for the number 2 overall pick, which again, according to the draft value chart, is a huge discount for Tennessee. Normally, you have to pay a lot more than that to move up. This deal is missing a second-round pick, according to the draft value chart, to make up the difference of the points being equivalent. Now, the draft value chart is merely a guideline. It's not a hard, fast rule. Jets aren't going to throw their draft value chart at the time and say, no, according to our sheet, you're supposed to give us a little more. Like, no, that it's, there's a guideline feel, and different drafts and different trades and different situations present themselves. But I would say this. Darren Muji and Mike Borgonzi, the Titans general manager, have a tight relationship. They've already struck 2 deals. Last year, the Jarvis Brownlee Jr. trade in the middle of the season, and then this offseason, Devondre Sweat and Jermaine Johnson. So they are familiar with one another. So if they were to strike another trade, that shouldn't be incredibly surprising. So to me, the big reason of filling that gap is less so just, oh, wow, we need a third because we need a third. But it's about making up the difference of the gap, that 59 pick gap. That's going to have a lot of opportunities where the Jets could make up the difference of this roster, which could be a key piece. So that's what I'm cooking. That's what I'm cooking. Yeah. So again, each year is different. Each year is different. NC Green says, I just don't think anyone or see anyone trading up to pick 2. Yeah, it's hard for me to rationalize too, NC Green. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to, blow smoke up your skivvies here, people. It seems difficult to imagine coming up to 2. And 2 for what? Would someone move up for Jeremiah Love? Would someone move up for the number 1 overall pick of the non-quarterback? So again, pass rusher or Sonny Styles or wide receiver seems hard to believe, but wide receiver, I guess, is that on the bingo card? It certainly doesn't feel like Caleb Downs. Like safeties just simply don't go that high in the modern era, and really almost any era. But there are examples, there are outliers in history. So does that happen? It's hard to believe. But here's the reason why I think it's slightly more believable. Because again, every draft is different. If the trade price was 3 number ones, yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult to find a team paying that crazy price. But to trade it all, if the Jets purposely take a loss, as they would in this supposed trade scenario that we just talked about, why wouldn't a team be willing to go get their guy, whoever their guy is, if they don't have to pay the full price they normally would have to, and it works out for both parties? Titans, in theory, in this proposed trade, could move up and get whoever they want, number 1 overall pick. There's been David Bailey rumors, there's been the Arvell Reese rumors, there's been this, that, or the other, whatever, and they don't have to pay the full price, and they move up, and then the Jets get what they want. They're like, sweet, we got that third. And then sure, a future fourth is cool. We can use that as a future trade asset or something, but the most important piece of the puzzle is that third. Now the Jets would have 2, 16, 33, 44, 66, and then 103. Now you slice that gap by a significant margin, having the 66, 103 line of delineation. So that's to me. So right, in a normal sense, NC Green, I agree. Who's coming up? What's happening? However, if the price isn't the full price, maybe more teams would be interested. If I was the Titans, why wouldn't I be interested? Maybe I wouldn't normally move up for a crazy price, but for that price, I'm like, $1 million man. Everybody's got a price. I mean, isn't it true? Like everybody's got a price? I don't know. Something to consider. But no, good thoughts, sir. NC Green, for sure. Taylor Sterling says the other side of the coin, if you're the Jets, 2 to 4, you could miss out on Jeremiah Love or David Bailey or Arvell Reese or some or multiple of those are possibilities. But again, here's the one thing I would say, like that, would suck in some sense. But the good news is that there's a lot of guys I like in this draft. So if I'm picking 2 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever it happens to be, the thing I would say about it is there's a lot of players I like. So if I could get extra assets and still get a player that I'm very comfortable with, all right, not too shabby. And, trading back doesn't mean you can't trade up, right? So let's say you're at 2 and you trade it back to 4 and you get whoever. You have extra assets to potentially use to trade it from 16 to move up and go get another guy. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. So maybe there's a creative. That was Easy's thing, or someone said it yesterday. I had a dream about it or something. Maybe it was Blue Bee. I can't remember. Someone talked about coming, that the Jets end up picking, like had a dream about picking 7 and 8 back to back overall, basically. That was the sweet spot. Could have been Macho Talk Sports. I can't remember anymore. But like you do all this manipulation on the board and then you end up there and then you take 2 really good guys. So that'd be another way to consider it for sure. Let's keep going through your comments. Again, guys, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe. Good Lord, I'm having a seizure on air, for God's sakes. Hit subscribe and show your support. A big plug, folks, a big plug, and I'll talk about it here on the program. And we'll put this Jets Titans stuff away for now. Coming up, if you were a Boy Green Coffee Club member, if you're a Boy Green Espresso Club member, we will be speaking to NFL Network's Judy Batista, baby. So I'm doing this show right now. I got another live show at 11 o'clock with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. We'll give you all the latest. At noon, I'm recording an interview with Judy Batista of the NFL Network. And then as soon as that interview's over, I'll upload that for Boy Green Coffee Club and Espresso Club members. You guys will get that interview early access. It's going to be phenomenal. Judy Batista sat down one-on-one with Aaron Glenn at the annual league meetings. I'm curious to have a great conversation with her. So you guys will get that interview early. And then I'm doing an interview with Jake Asman. So, oh my goodness gracious. We are overflowing with content, baby, here on the channel. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. I'm going to do that in a couple hours with Judy Batista. I love Judy. Love having her on the show. So that should be an absolute treat. Can't wait. So you guys will get some. We've been hitting you with some guests, baby. Coach Mitch Dahlen, who is with Ty Simpson in the Alabama quarterback room the last 2 years. We're going to have Judy Batista on the show. We got Chris Strevler coming up. We got some big interviews coming up for you guys. Lou B, Super Jets fan. Give them Brees in that trade. Get more picks. You know what that does. They need a running back. Robert drafted Brees. You know why, BG? For sure. And I heard from some Titans people that if Brees had made it on the transition tag, they would have been all over Brees Hall. So that's what I heard. So maybe it's a world of it to still exist. Now, the one thing is that Brees and Salah, not that this destroys the relationship, but Brees and Salah had a few run-ins, like Salah on a conference call with the media a couple of years ago while he was the head coach and Brees Hall obviously was on the team. He basically called Brees Hall soft and said, like, you know, the lack of physicality, the lack of putting the foot on the ground and moving forward, like, you know, that's something that sort of like he challenged him. Now, sometimes a good coach can challenge a player. The player likes it. It's tough coaching, and then the coach gets away with it and says it. But yeah, they had some run-ins before. I don't know if that's going to factor in now, but yeah. And a good question for Tank for Ty. So people in the audience, again, I interviewed Mitch Dahlen. Right now, he's the Oregon State offensive coordinator and quarterback coach. But before taking that job this offseason, he was in the Alabama quarterback room the last 2 years. And we sat down for 30 minutes of that conversation. And he gave all kinds of great stories. I just shared another YouTube short about it. I loved some of the whiteboard stories where Ty Simpson would be by himself in the classroom drawing up plays. And then Mitch Dahlen would come back in from doing some other meeting and he'd see all these players on the whiteboard and he'd go, wow, these were pretty good. And they'd incorporate some of the plays that Ty Simpson was drawing on the whiteboard into the game plan, just showing the Ty Simpson intelligence. So I'm very curious if anyone got anything at all from that interview. I did. It was phenomenal. I had never known Coach Dahlen before we did that conversation. So that was a lot of fun. So hopefully, yeah, I'd love some more responses. And guys, make sure you guys check out that interview if you haven't already. Again, even if Ty Simpson's not your guy, I think it's good to be open in this universe and hearing new information. Maybe that'll change it. So Tank for Ty, thank you for shouting out the interview. Appreciate that. We got a super chat coming in from our number one Austrian Jets fan, baby. Hit that wow, Zariah Luna. Wow. Number one Austrian Jet fan with a $10 Euro super chat, which translates over to 4 raffle tickets. We're sprinkling all that in for Indy, which is beautiful. So that is 14 raffle tickets now for Indy Jets. And Austrian's message is this: let's give these raffles for the great Indy. Awesome to hear the good news. Rock on, brother. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful message. And again, Indy gave us some absolutely spectacular news, which revs my engine, and that's awesome. So Indy's tumor was reduced by a significant percent, 44%, if I do remember correctly. And so a massive positive sign. So Indy, we continue to root for you, my brother and friend in arms. And that is excellent, excellent news. We will add that to your total, Indy. You were in first place in our contest, and much appreciated. So 14 raffle tickets for Indy Jets for that. Beautiful. Thank you, guys. And you guys, by the way, if you don't know this, you are allowed to give raffle tickets, donate raffle tickets just like this. If you want a super chat or membership or anything of that nature for Indy or anyone else in the chat, you can feel free to do so. I'll show you guys this for those who don't know. Let me throw it in. This is our raffle. If you're new to the channel, you may say, what the hell, raffle, what? We do a raffle every single month on this channel. I try to make it as affordable as possible so everyone in the universe that wants to get involved can get involved at a cheap price. And here it is. Every time you spend $3 on the channel, you get a raffle ticket to one of my contests, and we do one every single month. We are giving away the brand spanking new New York Jets draft hat. So this raffle is going on throughout the rest of April. It's only April, 8th today? So it's only April 8th today. So throughout the entire month of April, if you spend $3 at any point, like, you don't have to spend it all at once. You can spend $1 today, $1 tomorrow, $1 the next day. Whoop, you're in for a raffle ticket. I keep track of all that stuff. If you spend $3 at any point, you're eligible to win all of these prizes. One person win all these prizes. We'll give this away on May 1st. That includes the brand spanking new Jets draft hat, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen, the hat and shipping, this hat costs like $50. And if you spend $3, you have a chance to win the hat and all this other stuff too. So again, I highly recommend everyone out there in the audience at least once gifts a membership or joins a Boyer Green Coffee Club to get yourself in the running for this contest. We're giving away that Jets draft hat. when May 1st hits and we select a winner, you guys will get to pick out the style and everything, and I'll buy the hat and I'll send it to you. So that's one of the items that's not purchased. The other two items I do have here, so I'll ship that out as soon as we get the shipping information. But I will let you guys pick out the draft hat because there's a bunch of different styles, whatever you prefer, and we'll end the proper size, of course, and let you get whatever you want. So that'll be awesome. So Jets draft hat going out the door. 50-pack of New York Jets trading cards. It's got Garrett Wilson. I have it actually right here. It's great. Garrett Wilson, some Jets legends into here. Really cool trading card pack. You can open it up and go get them signed. They do signings for trading cards or whatever you play it with your kids. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you. Your choice. You can leave it in the package as a collectible. That's up to you. And then the Sauce Gardner jersey, baby. Brand spanking new Sauce Gardner jersey. And I will be wearing my Sauce Gardner jersey, which I do own, as a hate watch. Anytime the Colts are like in a primetime game or something, I'll be wearing the Sauce Gardner jersey as a anti-Luck. Not Andrew Luck, but I guess that works too. But an anti-Luck jersey, hopefully rooting for the Colts to fail miserably and thus increase our pick in the 2027 NFL draft. So, folks, take full advantage of all those wonderful raffle prizes here on the channel. We have over 200 people in the room, including over 100 of those on YouTube right now. Make sure you guys like that video. That is the free way to contribute to this program, baby. Come on now. That's it. We only have 39 likes, but over 100 people in the room. Let's change that real quick. I want to give a shout out to the people that are watching the show on Facebook, people that are watching the show on Twitter, the replay on YouTube, and of course, the audio only podcast of this show, which is great as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's do this. We're actually going to open up the phone lines early. I'll keep going to your questions and comments here in the chat. Those are all fair game, and we'll get this party started here on a beautiful Wednesday. Man, there's a lot coming up. And let's freaking go.
1, 2, 3.
I was just talking to Woody last night. We're talking about the tailgate and getting some details and things together. So, man, there's a lot of things that are going to go down at the tailgate. It's going to be a spectacular experience. We'll get even more people this year. I'm sure it's going to be a real hoot. Indy Jet saying, hit that damn like button. Come on, man. Yeah, give some ESPN. Come on, man. What the hell is going on out there? What the hell are you guys waiting for? Again, the like button is free. And plus, so the like button's free. And then if you spend any moolah, you get raffle tickets for some sweet-ass prizes. No matter what you do, you're getting rewarded, baby. It's a grand old time here on the channel. So again, guys, like that video. That's how this Jet show gets in front of other Jet fans out there in the audience, baby. Let's freaking go. So support. Love it. All right, let's go to the phone lines. That's a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you'd like to call into the program, that is the way to do so. Get your participation trophy. Do that right now here on the program. That is youtube.com/@boygreen25. And checking the calendar, it's a Wednesday. Interesting. Who could possibly be joining us on that specific day of the week and his or her specific slot from a specific restaurant of choice that is award-winning? And, while it is the Cloverleaf Tavern, there's no luck involved. This is elite skill. An executive chef graces us with his presence. I'm pretty sure I was watching Iron Chef earlier this week. I think I saw him on there. I think a Master Chef doing a little next level chef. He was probably on that show too, okay? Because he's the best of the best. Let's bring him in. It's Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby.
BG, my guy, man. Thank you for all that, dude.
Yes, sir.
What a great morning. Thanks for all that insight earlier on, man.
Yeah, man.
Little change of pace from
Yeah.
what we've been kind of going through. Draft
Mhm.
is upon us, man. We're
Yeah.
we're really close, man. I can't wait. I know you're gonna be in the building, man.
Oh my God, that's gonna be cool.
Electric, and you're gonna be there what for 2 days?
I'm probably so. The last thing I'm waiting for is my company is applying for media credentials, which will be most important for that last day because Johnny Boy, Luby, and those guys who I'm going to be with, they're leaving on Saturday. I want to stay through Saturday and do the whole draft.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice, nice.
I should be there for the whole time. Yes.
Dude. I mean, it's this right here, man, is gonna help change our franchise, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's really gonna propel us forward to see, hey, is this something where we're gonna win now, or are we setting up for the future? Because with and just going off of your interview with what was it, Coach Mitch
Yes. Yes.
with ex Alabama, now
Mm-hmm.
Oregon dude, and
Yep.
him just not giving you the runaround, saying, yeah, let's go, let's talk right now about my guy Ty Simpson, dude. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was a really great interview. Obviously,
Thanks,
that's
man.
more of like especially at this time of the year,
Yeah.
kind of like a little more of a campaign for his guy. Um, which I wasn't mad at. I
Yeah.
wanted to hear kind of like, a little bit more behind the scenes as much as he could give, which it
Of
kind of
course.
felt genuine with
Mm-hmm.
how he was talking and responding to your questions. It felt, he was coming from a good place and giving as much as he could.
Yeah.
So for me, it didn't really change my mind on Ty. He's still the number 2 quarterback in this draft class for sure. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's no doubt about that. It's just where are we looking at?
Yeah.
And for myself, just looking at needs from a lot of teams, man.
Yeah.
If Ty Simpson is his can't miss quarterback, then you get him as early as you can. You trade up, you
Of
do whatever
course.
you can, you get him because that's what you need. If
Mm-hmm.
it's a quarterback driven league, so if he's the number 2 quarterback, then you go ahead and get him. I don't think we're gonna get him at number 2.
Yeah, I don't
I
either.
I don't I don't think 16 as well, just because of all the needs. But
Mm-hmm.
if they do get him, then that just shows like they're really thinking about the future, man. They're really sold on this guy and feel like, yo, he can. I mean, this is Glenn's words, but not about Todd. Try to take us to the promised land. And if they're sold on him and his abilities, and they got a plan, cool. I just don't want him getting his arm getting too cold on that bench because over there in Alabama, yo, he rode that pine, man.
100%
He,
for basically his entire career. Yeah.
and he couldn't beat out Milrow, and Milrow's a
Correct.
backup.
Yep.
So
That's true.
for myself, man, I don't really see him being this transcending quarterback. I think he's gonna be good if we can get him, not with our first second round pick, but if we could get him with the second one,
44. Yeah.
dude, I think that would be a great thing. I don't think he's gonna go that. I don't think he'll
Probably
be
not.
available then.
Right.
You know, even with that first pick in the second,
Mhm.
he might not be there either.
That's
And for
true.
me, we just have too many needs, man.
Fair.
It's like our offense couldn't get no points. Our defense couldn't stop the run. Our secondary was getting smoked left and right. Like it was bad, man. And we could talk about the
Terrible.
last 5 games of the year, like, oh, we had, dudes that was bagging groceries playing or whatever. Like, what about the first 7 games of the year?
Yeah, that's true. Right. Mm.
Like when we had, well, I thought we had some dogs
Me too.
to start, and then it just went all to crap, man. I
Mm.
think majority of it goes on coaching scheme. I think the locker room stuff, like I think fit. You said it perfectly, man. Which I'm a big believer in with Joe Douglas. How that whole John Franklin Myers not keeping
Uh,
him on that line. Obviously, the Reddick thing. If they would have, the hindsight stuff, man. I hate talking that thing, but
the
obviously, if
contract
they would
stuff.
have known that it would have turned out like this, they
Yeah.
wouldn't have done it. But
Yeah.
it was
I hope
just,
not. Right.
but that was just such a reach, man. Like, don't mess up the squad, man. It's almost like just a transition of basketball. It's almost like basketball talk where, hey, Giannis is available, Knicks, like, why don't you get him? But we'd have to give up, a lot of key players
Mm-hmm.
for him and the little draft picks that we have left. And then when the smoke's all cleared, you see what you got. You got Giannis and a couple of dudes. Like, is that enough to kind of push you through? Like, it's chemistry, and like what the Knicks did with Melo years ago, getting him from Denver and all that, and just totally messing up the whole chemistry of what they had before. Obviously, a great player that they got, um, good dude as well, but you're just messing up a lot. So for me, you gotta build it right, man. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
build it right. And with AG now, like this would just be a epic collapse, an epic fail if we were to have some similar play as last year, which I don't think is gonna happen, man. I honestly feel, and you know how I feel about AG. I feel like with the players that they got
Right.
now with this new coaching staff, man, like a better vision on their end. I don't really see it too clearly, but at least they got some vision, some direction. As long as that one Jets drive, all those people in the building, as long as they know what's going on, that's
Of
all I
course.
care about, man.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I
And as
agree.
the
I agree.
Mhm.
Just to try. Yes, I agree because, like, in a perfect world, we see the vision, they have a vision, and we're all like, okay, well, here, obviously, this is what they're doing. But it's not as clear with exactly what the plan is going to be. Which I'm with you. I'm okay. I'd prefer to know, but if I don't know, but they know, and they feel good about it, then I feel good about it by osmosis. Okay, phenomenal. As long as you guys
Mhm.
have a plan and it's about to come to fruition, obviously, and which is crazy to think that's like 2.5 weeks away. That's nuts. So we're about to, all the speculation is about to be over. Oh, I know we know David Bailey. Oh, is it
Mhm.
this guy? Oh, perhaps this guy. What's going to be? And, boom. It's boom. They take this guy. They take this. No more speculation. No more nothing. It's just boom. These are our guys, and let's go to war.
That's it, man. And everybody could be like, "Oh, I was right. I was, this and that," and how it normally goes. People that were wrong, they go into hiding or whatever. Like,
Right.
dude, for me, I told y'all last year,
Mm-hmm.
early on, Cam Ward was that guy. I said that. All right, out of quarterbacks available, Shador Sanders. I'm like, no, he ain't it. And we
That's
saw
true.
how that happened. Anybody
Yeah.
was talking about Shador,
Yeah.
whatever. But he ain't a scrub. I don't think where the Browns draft. I don't think he should have went that far back. But
Right. Fifth round.
Cam
Yeah.
Cam was the guy, and I feel like with the weapons and now we got Rob's defense. Now I don't
Oh,
know how
could be
how
a
good
good
Rob's
combo.
gonna do as
Mm.
like a with the play calling and
Mm-hmm.
situational stuff and times out, all the kind of stuff that didn't really go to right over here. If he
Mm-hmm.
learned whatever, then they'll be a little bit better. But you know, when they drafted him, and I was telling y'all from the beginning, I was on an island with Cam. I wasn't gloating around, running around like, ha ha, I told y'all he was gonna be number one. I just kind of felt it. And from what I saw, use my eyes looking at the tape and all that kind of stuff, like that's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then when it comes to, Fernando Mendoza, you had a nice little video, campaigning, hoping, that Fernando guy slips to us or whatever. Unfortunately, it doesn't look too good.
No,
But then
no, it doesn't.
we all wanted it, man. We all wanted it,
Sure.
but I want wins, man. That's my always been my thing. Wins when it's like just talking about tanking too soon, and we talking about draft in the end of September. Like that's when I start going a little nuts, and then we all get into a little funk. And just with what we saw, dude, last year was the first time I wasn't a season ticket holder, and I still went to
Crazy.
five. I still went to 5 home games.
You can't stay
Out of the
away, chef.
seven, because
Yeah.
we the eighth one
Right.
that was
Right.
that was overseas.
Yeah.
So I still made it a point to go there. It's
Did it feel
besides
different though? I don't know if I've ever asked you this, but like, not being a season ticket holder for the first time in a long time, you still went to 5 of the 7 games as you said, but still there's sort
yeah.
of a difference between, being a season ticket holder and being the same seat all the time and then just going to 5 games. How did it feel that happen? Well, especially with the season, how it turned out,
I
3 and
know, I
14
know.
too. But how did that feel? Not being a season ticket holder guy for first time in a long
That,
time.
that that's a really good question, man. I obviously didn't get the same perks, but I was getting jerked around with the perks anyway, like with my rep. And I've been on here, I've been on Jake's show, like talking about how pissed off I was with the reps. Like, they have no control over what goes on the field, but they have control over how they treat their fans and all that. And I won stuff through them, never got it at that time until, I had to complain and all that. And then they were like, oh, well, you got to show us, whatever. And I showed them the receipts basically, and then got it. And, with certain field access and whatever else, like, I got to ask to speak to your manager and all that because of like points that I accumulated that I wanted to use. And now you're saying I can't use it. It's that I could go on, man, about that. But, it was frustrating, man. And not every Jet season ticket holder had the same experience I had. But with what I was experiencing, plus the product on the field, it's just like, with all this money that I'm spending and all, like, it just wasn't worth it anymore, man. And I gave them up. I didn't want to. It's different when you're a season ticket holder and you go to your same section and you see the same people there.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's a family thing. You're all it's nothing like, you buy a ticket, you just go sit down or whatever, and the people in your area, you don't really know them, and just kind of high-fiving or whatever. In my section, we was hugging, like going crazy. It was like, it's something else when you're there year after year, in the same area, and what to expect. You see other people, when they sell their tickets because they ain't in their seats and there's somebody else. And you see what goes on, man. And it's diehards, man. Like when you're there in December, man, or a game in January, like it's tough to really sit there through all this stuff with the losing. But you got real Jet fans with you, man. And the numbers definitely was dwindling towards the end of the years. These last 10 years, it's been crazy, man. It's not picking up. I felt there was a spike with Rodgers.
Of course.
Rodgers brought the juice, man, and you guys know how I felt. I got stones thrown at me, defending Rodgers and all that stuff, and it sucked, man. We all wanted to see the wins. We all, for the most part, thought it was going to work out, but that's something else. But now, if going back to your interview, man, like if we do get that dude Ty, man. There got to be the plan, man. Just the let him sit kind of thing. Like, how long he's been sitting? He's been.
Which was sort of my question to the coach. I'm like, for God's sakes, he's been sitting like his entire career outside of last year, and now people are. He's 23, turns 24 during his rookie year, like in December or something. Like Jesus, and more people say, yeah, needs to marinate a little more. I mean, Chef, you're a chef.
I know.
How long is there too long for a food to marinate here? I mean, for God's sakes, how much longer does he need?
Starts to go bad, man. But it's also like the money. We're just spending a lot of money, man, at what it would be this season as a backup.
Correct.
He'd be a backup behind Geno because Aaron Glenn already said Geno's gonna, take us to that land. So to spend that money for that, then it's like, all right, but is he really our future? The Jet, they gotta really feel like, this is the guy. And if they feel like that and it looks good, all right, because then in the 5th-year option, so you only got a couple of years to really see like, is he gonna be our guy? Because after this season, who knows how much playing time he's gonna have. The stomach bug thing that he got where he lost 20 whatever amount of pounds, like for me that's scary. Smaller dude, I don't feel all that great. What's up, boss? I don't feel that great, knowing about that, with the Sam Darnold, with the mono stuff, like, it's just the PTS, man. If he's that dog, man, I'm with it. I just can't see the Jets getting him at 16 when we need weapons, man.
That's fair.
I've been with that Makai stuff. Sadiq, I'm cool, but I need a dog, man. I need a wide receiver, man, that will help out Garrett, alleviate some pressure, let AD cook a little bit, free up that Breeze stuff, man. And I've been hearing a lot of Breeze slander. free up that stuff for Brees, man. Give him some running lanes. We talking about offensive line. A lot of y'all believe that we do have a good offensive line. Yo, let him do his thing, man. Gino, open it up a little bit. Take some deep shots.
Yeah.
We have been taking deep shots down the field, man, just because we don't have those receivers like that, man. Open up that run game. Let Mason Taylor run a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? But draft is here, man. I'm excited. I can't wait who we get, and then that starts, the more conversations, what fit, what scheme, all these players will get in. So, I appreciate all that draft talk you've been having, man. The content, the people you've been bringing on, the mocks.
Yeah, man.
I think we're getting, maybe slightly fatigued with the stuff, but I'm appreciative.
Yes.
Just like yourself, I'm somebody that likes the process. Not too much of the combine. I'm not too much of a combine guy. I'm more of a tape, the film, what I see there. But appreciate what you do, man. Just a salute to you, the Coffee Club, the Espresso Club members, man. Number one Austrian Jet fan. We thinking about you, Johnny Boy. Keep it going. Indy Jets, man. My dog, amazing news, man.
Yes,
That's
huge, phenomenal.
It's big. I've said this, man. It's bigger than a lot of the stuff that we talking about.
100%.
When we talking about people's lives and what they're going through. Cancer is it's so big in the world. What goes on? My family. I lost my aunt, who was my second mother. My mom just recently got diagnosed and had surgery. My wife's battling second time. It ain't no joke, man. So when one of us got it and going through it, make sure you there, put your arm around that man, that woman or whatever, and just let them know that we here. We a Jets family. But the health is number one, man. We gotta make sure we're there for one another.
Yes.
If you don't mind, man, just shout me out, man. Tomorrow around 4:30, Jake's second show. I got my Sweet 16 matchup going against Lane Train. The dude's a beast. I'm gonna need every one of y'all votes, man.
Okay, let's go.
Make sure y'all look out for me.
That train is going off course. Yeah, sorry, Lane. That train, that locomotive is going to be stopped like nobody's business, because we're talking about Chef Kevin Gilbert here, for God's sake. Well, Chef, before you go, there's a few questions from the audience.
Yeah, let's go, man.
They want to ask, so we'll get a couple in here. First up, we'll start off with NY Jets fandom. He says, "Paul, I have a question for Chef. I made Italian sausage and meat sauce. I left it out overnight. Is that safe to eat?"
How long has it been out? Has it been like
night to now? I don't know.
Was it warm? I got a thermometer. You got to check it. Put the thermometer in there.
All right.
If it's under 140 degrees and above 40 degrees, I'd be nervous.
Yeah, I would too.
Normally, between 4 and 6 hours under that 140. You're kind of pushing it, but that's like the cooling down kind of thing. You want to get it under 40 degrees, something with like a sauce where, I feel like my man fandom, I feel like if he's making it right, it was a long process to begin with.
Yeah.
So, just be safe, man. I know it sucks. There's times where, I left out, I like to have a little bottle of wine, man.
Ooh.
Cook a little bit,
right.
Family will eat. I might lay down or whatever, then pass out and wake up in the middle of the night like, oh my God, what the hell? And, just, quickly put the stuff away. But just be careful, man, because you don't want to mess around with leaving food out all night, and especially something like with meat where, bacteria grows.
Yeah.
In the sauce,
I'd be nervous.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'm not a chef, but I'd be. I assume that was hot when you made it, and to leave it out for that long. Ooh, not sure about that one. All right, another one here. This is from your guy, Indy, saying, "What's the percentage chance of us seeing Easy at the tailgate this year?"
Percentage?
Yeah,
I think it's better than last year.
Okay, all right.
I think it's better than last year.
All right.
Last week, that boy Lou B. He said it. He's like, yo, I got that best ziti. He tells everybody about it.
Eating.
A lot of
100%. Yeah.
a lot of other people. I'm confident in what I do, man. It's just not one type of cuisine. I do all of it. My background is seafood. For that, there's really not any type of fish that's like,
Okay.
you know, available on the market that I don't know how to break down from whole into fillets and cook it and make a dish. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's where I feel really good at. But
Okay.
nah, we got to see that boy Easy. He owes us, man. I mean,
100%.
and then with that too, because he put that on me, and I didn't charge extra, none of that
You
stuff. Like, you
didn't.
know, it's for the
Mm-mm.
community and all that. You know, we agreed. It was just like the sausages and the kibasa and all the other stuff that he wanted to add on. Where I was like, no, we gotta cap it at that. I already got you with the ziti. But I was thinking, man, I have this in my notes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
You know, for a raffle
Oh, okay.
that maybe, you know, you could raffle um a chance to get a menu item on for the
Oh,
tailgate.
okay. Let me write that one down. That's a great idea.
Boss, how you
Okay.
doing?
What's going on, bro? How you
Okay.
feeling?
Hey, another beautiful day.
Good, good. Yeah, hell yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
where I'm at, man.
Ooh.
You know, and it would be one of those conversations like I had with your pops and Woody. With you, I already knew what I wanted to do. But for
Yeah.
Woody and Pops, you know, I had to pick their brain and come up with something spectacular for them.
Ooh, wow. So that's a phenomenal. I just put that in my notes here. That's great. And then that whoever the person is, I guess, work with you on whatever that item could be. Wow.
Exactly,
Okay. Great
exactly.
suggestion, Jeff. Thank you. Wow. That could be super cool. We'll do that over
Appreciate
the summer after the tailgate's official. Great.
Anything else?
Yeah, so one last one here. This is from NC Green. He sends in
Okay.
a super chat here. Appreciate that. Let's send it in.
Wow.
Kevin. It feels weird just calling you Kevin. I mean, you're chef, so like but
NC Green, my
you guys are
dog,
cooler,
man. What
so you
up?
guys could do that. Kevin, how do you top last year in terms of the tailgate? It was a spectacular experience. We're running it back. We're bringing it back. Obviously, we want to sign you to a long-term deal. We want to do this until I roll over and kick the bucket. And hopefully, you guys are still doing it after that. You like put like a candle out for me or something.
Yeah,
For God's sakes. So, like, how do you top last year? That's a question from NC Green on your tailgate from last year. That was awesome.
It's so the expectation like is already high.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just exceeding the
Mhm.
expectations,
Okay.
and for that, it's the you know I can't give everything away. Just know like
No, of course.
it will be. I can't give all my you know my stuff away,
Of
but it's
course
one of
not.
those things where you know we do St. Patrick's Day here. You're
Yeah.
yellow and white, right?
Yeah.
We do St. Patrick's Day here. How do we make it better than the following year?
Right.
Hey, take it easy, brother. Good seeing you. How do we make it better than the following year? Well, you gotta source. You gotta look around. For
Mhm.
myself, it's the quality. It's the corned beef, getting certified Angus beef, and then you know going to the plant, going to the factory, seeing what they're doing with the stuff, talking to those higher ups, and tell them, hey, I got this amount that I want to purchase throughout the whole year, but during the specific time, you know, I needed a rock, and I need to make sure that that consistency is there. And
Mhm.
then you know the potatoes, the corn, like making sure that the seasonings and everything is right, and just making it better. It's certain things that you got to do, man, just to kind of separate yourself from everybody else. I like to
Yeah.
be known as the hardest working chef,
Yeah.
I am that guy. I got 6 menus that go on weekly. You know, I could go on a whole nother spiel and whatever else,
Mhm.
but you know, I don't really want to plug like that. But I'm just confident, man. I'm confident what I do.
Mhm. You should
I
be.
see these people every day. I walk around the restaurant every
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
I see the guests. They talk to me. They tell me when they're happy. They tell me, you know, when they're not too happy with something. And you know what I do?
What's
I
up?
appreciate it. I said thank you. I don't get mad. I don't get pissed off. I don't say f these people or whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, I look at the situation and see how we could be better. And that's how I always go into these things, whether it's the restaurant, something in life or whatever. Just
Yeah.
open arms and you know try to tackle the best way possible. Just not like shunning people off, accepting feedback. You
Sure.
know, it's important. If you just saying, I know everything, you're not gonna learn. I'm somebody who likes to learn every day.
Well, one more super chat's coming in here from your boy Indy.
Wow.
It's
Let's go.
simple for a $2 super chat. Indy Jet says, "Vote Chef Kev if you love food. If you love food, Chef Kev." I mean, it's some mac and cheese, some salt and pepper, some yin and yang action happening here, and show your support for Chef Kev. So that's coming up here as Maniac Madness, baby. We appreciate you, Chef.
Indy, thanks a lot, man. And Indy, yo, he was that guy last year, man, that you know told me like, yo, I got you going. I got you going far and
Mhm.
all that. And I had to have that support and was genuine and authentic when nobody else was, you know, in my ear. Like, yo, you got that. He was vocal, had the support and all that.
Mhm.
So You know, I never forget that I told him to at the tailgate. You know, the night before too. You know, the night before
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna do something a little different here as well, man. You
Ooh,
know, we
okay.
get the band back together. You know,
Mm.
the fam. You know, mom,
Oh,
pops. You know, get the
yeah.
family
Oh, yeah.
back. Everybody else. You know, we got the locals, the people that drive out of town. You know, the
Yeah,
Have Mo's, the
sure.
Shad. You know, get everybody here and Jets like. Yo, we need the boys back together, man. You know,
That's it.
but we'll do it right, man. We'll do it right, one step at a time. Let's get this draft out the way. You know,
Damn
let's
straight.
talk more about it.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, these boys got the plan where they can execute, and we can get some wins, man.
That's it. Chef, thank you so much as always for taking the time, brother.
My man, have a good one. Go Jets.
There he is. Chef Kevin Gilbert, Cloverleaf Tavern, baby. Absolutely spectacular. Great stuff there. All right, let me catch up. There's a bunch of super chats in here. Shout out to everyone in the audience. I see Peter Castro, a member for 8 months here on the Boy Green Daily channel. Hell yeah.
Wow.
Get Ty Simpson. It's a must. It's a must. Okay. He watched our most recent interview. Appreciate that, Peter Castro, a member for 8 months. You're the best, baby. Let's get some more love. I think we got another one from Peter Castro. Yes, a $5 super chat. Hell yeah.
Wow.
Peter, we'll add that to your raffle ticket totals this month. Thank you very much, good sir, for jumping on the train here. Peter Castro, baby, you are in the running. Which we love to see for a nice, juicy pile of action here. All right. So you are in the running for a raffle ticket. His $5 super chat is hoping Ty Simpson is the main event in our draft. Without a quarterback, you have nothing. Please get him. Well, I will say that, obviously, that, if you don't have the quarterback, then you're in a tough spot. Maybe I'm higher on Geno. He's 35, so he's not going to be here forever. But I think we're going to get my entire sort of mentality this offseason is raise the floor. Frank Reich raises the floor from Tanner Extra. Geno Smith raises the floor of the crappy quarterbacks we had last year. Now, the first round quarterback of Ty Simpson that you want, Peter, we're talking ceiling. And I got nothing wrong with that. If they believe he's the guy, you go freaking get that guy. And hopefully we just found a franchise quarterback. If you don't love that person, well, then don't put a ring on it. That's the conversation there, Peter. But hey, maybe Ty Simpson will be it. I'll tell you this: the cool thing for me, I got to again. I never knew Coach Dallin before we had our conversation. We talked both before the show and after the show that we did, and he said, "Hey, man, if and when Ty Simpson's a Jet, I'm coming back on the show." And I said, "Phenomenal, great, Coach. Thank you. Jet fans would love to hear from you." So shout out to Coach Dallin. Thank you, Coach, for taking the time to join us on the show. That was very nice, and I appreciate that out there in the audience. So thank you. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Yes, EZ is here.
Hello.
EZ. Hello. Tip of the morning to you.
I figured out how to not get that echo feedback on the phone.
Okay. What was the secret sauce?
Well, the thing is, when I would go and hit the thing to call in,
Yeah.
I had to go and close out the original entry into the website.
Oh, now I got you. That makes sense.
Because then it would have two of them up at the same time, and I was hearing the echo from the feed from the original and then the feed from the phone line. And that's why I was getting all that damn echo. That's why I always thought I needed the Bluetooth to do it, but now I don't need the Bluetooth, but it's just easier to have.
No, for sure. I will tell you, because, like, for instance, when you guys gift memberships in normal StreamYard, I can't see who the memberships went to, so I have to have the YouTube app also open. But if it's not on mute, I'm going to keep hearing myself and you guys. It's going to, you're going to hear me going, fly through that, and you're like, what the hell is wrong with Boy Green? It just, that feedback coming back into my headset, 100%. So, no, I'm glad we cracked that code. Great.
But I know Chef Kevin wants me there, so I'm going to be there.
Let's go.
I am at least going to the tailgate. I don't know whether I'm going to get a ticket to the game, but like I said, I know some friends that go there, and they have a couple big screen TVs set up outside, and they watch the game from the parking lot. And they seem to enjoy it better because the food's better, and they can drink as many beers as they want. And let's face it, when you go inside, I mean, it's what is it, $15 a beer? Probably, it can get pricey.
Yeah. So there you go. Do it from the parking lot. All right.
Yeah, it's just keep it a total parking lot party.
Well, it'd still be great to see you. So if it's just at the tailgate only, that'd be great. Again, we had a lot of people that came to the tailgate last year and then didn't sit with us for the group ticket price. So you could totally do that. That's totally on the table. It'd be great to see you, pal.
Oh, did you find out about whether you're getting tickets that are not in the end zone?
No, none of we're too early for that stuff yet. So what will happen is schedule comes out second week of May. The Jets ticket people will be with me and saying, hey, what are your preferences on opponents? Once I sort of have that information, I'm like, okay, it's Cowboys. It's
someone we could beat.
It's this team. Right. That's what Woody prefers. So whatever teams those are. And then once you pick those teams, then because this is a second year doing it, we get higher priority, which is great. So we should have more choices in theory for seating and things of that nature. And then they will give me options and say where it is. They say, hey, here, end zone is this price. If you want middle of the field, it's this price. Higher up is this price. And they give you a bunch of different price options. Yeah.
Gotcha. So anyway, see if you can get the on the field access after the game. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'll definitely work to that for sure.
But anyway, what was I going to say? I was doing some, you hear all these names, Sonny Styles, you hear Bailey and you hear Reese and all that. I was just looking and doing my thing. I think I want Bailey because he had the most sacks. He had 14 and a half sacks last year. I mean, if you want a guy who's going to get sacks, why are you going to get a guy who only had 6 sacks against the guy that got 14 and a half?
Yeah.
I mean, it just kind of makes sense to me.
Sure.
I don't know, call me crazy. But I want the sack guy that actually gets sacks.
I was hearing that yesterday in a podcast when they were debating David Bailey and Arvell Reese. They said David Bailey could just get a lot of sacks immediately. That sounds pretty attractive, and we need people who can do that.
On third down, you have McDonald and Bailey. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
All right.
But I am emphatic. I want him to trade back from 2, and I want him to trade up from 16.
Okay.
Because the more I'm hearing about it, and I really wasn't really quarterback conscious this year, but if that coach is that adamant about this kid being one of those kids that's going to be a game changer, just close your eyes and pull the trigger, man. Just do it. Because we still have picks next year.
Right.
We still have picks. So I want to trade back from 2, maybe to 6. And then I want to trade up from 16, maybe to like 11 or something, or in that range, somewhere where we can get Ty Simpson. And I don't care if you take him in the first round, second round, third round. I mean, if you're not going to get him, then and you've decided you're not going to get him, then you may as well just say, all right, fuck it. We're either going to get Aller or one of the other kids. You know? And if you're going to do that, then you do that. But if you really have decided that Simpson is a guy that's worth taking a chance on, just don't play games. Just fucking go get him.
Okay.
But that would be my play, and I think that's what Muji's doing. I think he wants to trade back number 2, and I think he's probably going to take Bailey, and then he's going to trade up from 16 and try to get the kid. You know me and my names.
No, that's okay. I get the gist of what you're saying.
Simpson. Yeah. So trade back and then trade back up, and then if you want, and then I think you'll have enough assets left if you want to go up from 33 to maybe 27, 28 in the first round and grab another kid. You can do that. And the whole idea is either add assets to next year or don't take any from next year when you do your trades. I want next year's draft to be pristine, no matter what they plan on doing. Anyway, I got to go. I need my GPS. I got to find this place.
All right, that's all right. Thank you, Easy, for the call. All right, a few things here to get to, and then we'll get back to the phone lines here. We have a Johnny Boy super chat. Let's hit that sound.
Wow.
We do a goldfish sandwich, squish the fish. If maybe there could be some creative menus if it's an AFC East rival, which I'm going to be honest, when I've been thinking about these, it wasn't on the bingo card, but I hate the rival, so there's nothing wrong. like I hate the rivals. So like in a good way, it's like, yeah, screw them. I would love nothing more than to see them get destroyed. So yeah, maybe. And again, my affinity for goldfish, not just the kid snack food. That's like F goldfish. I'm willing to do whatever it is for a Jets Super Bowl. And I see we have a bunch of stuff on the tailgate here. So let me answer a bunch of these. Iowa Jets it brings up D7. I think that's just going to be our new home. I think it was super awesome last year when we eventually pivoted and found it. So I think D7 will be the tailgate spot again. More details on that, obviously, when things become official. But Iowa Jets, Havmo, I think D7 is a safe place, and that'll probably be our new place. It just felt like home. NC Green says the seats were in the shade and it was friggin' hot. Yeah, that's also like, I know EZ was like, the seats suck. Like he hated the seats. To me, and I got super lucky. I try to take credit for everything because I love getting patted on the back here. But the seats happening to be in the shade was complete and utter luck. Like on that hot ass day that it happened. So we were very fortunate. Thank you to the Jets. I thought the seats were great, to be honest with you. It was cool to see. I get it. When they're going the other way, it can be difficult to see for people. And for that part, I get it. But I don't know, man. Preferably, sure, 50-yard line seats are great. But again, the problem is, it's like I'm trying to make this as affordable as an experience as possible to everyone. And we'll have a lot of conversations before we make our decision. We'll try to make it swiftly, but not recklessly. I don't want to just pick a game and everyone hates it or seats and all these other jazz, but I got to make decisions very quickly. But I'm going to try to make sound, thoughtful decisions for all these things. And again, sure, could we have 50-yard line seats? Sure, but they're a couple grand or something. And then also, if Easy's not sitting with us anyway, what difference does it make if the seats are in the end zone or the 50-yard line if he's not going to be sitting there? But that's neither here nor there. But which goes to show this NC Green comment, driving up to stay in the parking lot. I've never gone to a game and then have just watched a game in a parking lot. I see that some people do that with TVs and food and stuff. There's no way in hell I'm going all the way to MetLife Stadium and I'm camping out in the parking lot. There's nothing like being the experience. And again, unfortunately, it didn't work out at this Jets-Cowboys game last year in terms of the result being what we wanted. But I was at, 2024? The week 3 Jets-Patriots game on Thursday Night Football when a lot of us were together. Oh, my God. The touchdowns and kicking the Patriots' ass and being there and dancing with everybody. I couldn't imagine being in the parking lot in the middle of the night with, a lantern? No, if that's what AZ decides to do, great for him. It'll be great to have him at the tailgate. It's up to him. Everyone can make their own individual decision. Once we get there, folks, again, there's going to be a package price that you could get a group ticket to sit with us. The food package that we're going to work with Chef Kevin Gilbert. We'll have drinks available. Woody's going to hook all that up. And then some gift of some kind. Last year we did a T-shirt. Maybe it'll be a T-shirt again. I don't know. I haven't thought that far out yet. We're still working on some of those details. But, yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a wonderful experience. But there will be opportunities if people don't want to sit together at the game and they want to do something else. You will have that option, and we'll work all that out in due time. Let me answer a few more of these, and then we'll get back to it. Jets Worldwide says, let's take over the hangar. If you ever got to MetLife Stadium, there is this hangar thing where a lot of people can hang out. Here's my only problem with that, Jets Worldwide, and I've never been in the hangar, so take this what you will, just what I've heard about it. Not everyone has a seat, and some people are sort of roaming. I sort of hate that. I like that there's food, drink, and that sort of thing with the hangar, but the fact that not everyone has a seat and that, I just sort of like being in my seat watching the game. I think all the other stuff is cool, the food and drink and stuff, but I'm going to get that experience at the tailgate. Chef Kevin Gilbert hopefully is filling me up with food because I did a terrible job of filling myself up with food last time. I was so busy doing stuff at the tailgate. So I hope for sure that I load up this time on the great Chef Kevin Gilbert food. So yeah, I'm open to talking about the hangar as a possibility if that's what people want. But again, from what I've heard about it, it doesn't really intrigue me. Then not everyone, if we have 100 people, then not everyone gets a seat. There's only however many seats. That part doesn't intrigue me, but maybe the hangar will be an opportunity. Rob Davila says, morning BG, any other teams that shown interest in tie meetings, etc. The teams that I've heard are Jets, obviously. The Arizona Cardinals are really interested. And I heard some people have said the Browns, but others have said not the Browns. So that one's conflicting. I'm not sure what's the truth on that one. But Jets, Cardinals, I think those two teams are seriously considering it. That's what my gut says. Jets Worldwide says, we're going to bring a bounce house to the tailgate. Great. That sounds like a good time. Although if it's piss warm hot, that is going to be hot as molasses. I have been in those things when it's hot, and that's tough. Shout out to Kyle Clifton. He said, I'd love to walk away from this draft with both Arian Foster and Chadwick Boseman. Get a little Ray Jennings. He's Cleveland royalty. And, our boy, no matter what. I love that. By the way, Kyle Clifton, the Beast from The Athletic came out tonight. The Beast came out tonight. So very nice. Good for you. Super chat coming in, then we'll get back to the phone lines here. I'm just catching up on everybody.
Wow.
Trackhawks ATL member for 13 months. Thanks, brother. Please stop with the Ty Simpson stuff. He does not want Ty Simpson. He does not. It's a polarizing topic. Some of you want him. Some of you hate him. There's a good mix out there in the audience, which I find fascinating. But hey, that's what we're all allowed to have as opinions. And eventually, rubber is going to meet road, folks. Rubber is going to meet road. It's no more speculation. No more mock drafts. They're about to make picks, and those will be our players. So we'll see what happens. That's going to be the most interesting part of this entire puzzle. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here. Up next is Troy Sturgis. What's up, Troy?
Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hey, got a kind of off topic and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, sure.
I thought him answering some of them questions was awesome. It's good to have a professional cook whenever you got some questions to answer. And I think it'd be awesome if he could do it, such a thing as maybe during the Espresso live that we have, is maybe put a link out for one of his recipes that, something simple for us not so chef guys, but if he would like to share a special recipe maybe once a month, that would be
cool.
But
I got to put that in. That's a great idea.
Something to ask,
No, because I've seen, they do those people go to those wine painting things. You have some professional in the front of the room, and the rest of the jabronis are like, I'm trying to figure it out. So to get a professional chef and give us, hopefully for me as I wanted to be a chef when I was younger, but just didn't have the skills or anything required for it. But I would love to give it a whirl with chef sort of giving us some level of a simple recipe to try to execute that's really delicious. Yes, that's a great idea. I love these ideas.
Definitely knows what he's doing, and shout out to him for that. Anyway, what do you think about like a Ty Simpson? This kind of off the ball question.
Yeah.
Going to the draft. Do you think he's going to go, knowing that he may not be in the top, first round?
That's a fascinating question.
Do you think that he doesn't want to be the Will Levis?
Right, or quite frankly. Let's bring it home. The Geno Smith. Now, I know that was a long time ago, back in 2013. Geno thought for sure he was a first-round pick. He's sitting in that green room, and he's waiting. And as everyone knows, he did not go in the first round, super frustrated. And he ends up being the 39th overall pick, goes to the Jets early-ish on day 2, and the rest is history. And Geno had a much, if I remember correctly from back then, there were mocks that had him in the top 10. And I guess there's mocks technically that have Ty Simpson in the top 10, I guess. But, I'd be curious if he decides to go, because Fernando's not going. I just saw that from Schefter. He's going to spend it with his family, so he will not be there. And the NFL is going to announce that list this week. I would think that the NFL would push very hard to get Ty Simpson there. You want a quarterback to be there, because if he is selected in the first round, that's a seismic moment during the draft, because that's one of the big storylines. So would Ty want to do it? I don't know Ty enough personally, whether or not he would. To me, I'll just say for me, being the fan that I am, I would 100% want to go to the draft. I get it. You want to be with the people that brought you all the way there. And I don't shame the Nick Mangolds and Chad Penningtons and all these other guys that chose to spend it with their families. That's beautiful. But to be at the draft and to get the jersey and the hat and the fans and the commish and the hug and everything, to me, I'd want to be there for the event, because I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life, no matter what my career ends up being. I think that's a pretty special, cool experience I'd have forever. So I would go. So we'll see if Ty decides to do the same.
Yeah. And I kind of cutting in and out on me. I'm having bad reception right now. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I forget who it was that called in yesterday about Mekhi Lemon and his height.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but yeah, someone brought it up about his 5'11" status. Yeah.
I hate to bring it up, but two of my, they were I know one of them's a Hall of Famer, but I don't know about the other one. That Mark Clayton and Mark Duper.
Yeah,
They were both
super
5'9".
duper. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just thought I'd shout that out. But anyway, I
Love
gotta
it.
go. I gotta get back to work. I'll let
That's
you
all
later.
right. Thanks, Troy. Appreciate you. Hey, one of my favorite receivers. We'll see if he eventually gets into the Pro Football Hall of Fame one day. Steve Smith. I freaking love Steve Smith. He was feisty and everything. And again, there are clear disadvantages or whatever you want to call it when you have a smaller receiver. There's certain things they just can't do because of their height. But but I wouldn't overlook these players. As a fellow short guy, we sort of have our chip on the shoulder against the world. Like we're this pit bull. Like we're different than you think we are. Like, we're sort of born with that sort of thing. So, again, on the Mekhi Lovin height thing, in a perfect world, if you could build a lab table and I could have a 6'5" receiver opposite of Garrett, that'd be friggin' really cool. But I just want good football players, and we just don't seem to have good football players. Enough of them, especially at wide receiver. So I don't give a shit if he's 5'3", 5'11", 6'10", whatever. If he could just get open and make plays, welcome to the team, pal. That's exactly what we're looking for. So that's sort of my stance on the whole thing. All right, back to the phone lines. We have over 300 people in the room. Like the video, folks. Hit subscribe. We're answering all your questions and comments here on the program. It's the best, baby. And up next is Hep, who joins us here on the show. What's up, Hep?
Hey, fellas. I was thinking about the tailgate, and from last year, what I would suggest was everybody bring a chair with them if you have if you're able to bring a chair.
Yeah.
And if a couple of people have those fold out tables, the ones you have when company comes over and you have the people come, you won't be able to do it because you have like a caravan coming down with all the kids and everything.
Yeah.
But if we could work it out somehow, like maybe locals or something can bring like a table and a few chairs, because I think that would make the experience a lot better as far as eating too, because it's hard to eat when you're
right. We're all huddled. That's hey, great shout out. Glad you said it, and hopefully people remind this message because it is true. Because we're when you host this sort of thing, there's all kinds of things that like you try to think about, and we did think about the tables, but with our caravan of Chef Kevin always cooking equipment. So like he's probably out on the table. So Woody ended up finding he bought him local and just brought him over. But to your point, if people are just local, they can hopefully load up whatever car they have to bring them out. Because I don't think there's going to be a situation where we have too many tables. Like, we don't need 100, but like, for if someone's playing beer pong over there or someone's eating food, it'd be good for a few chairs. 100%. There's a few people that brought their own chairs to have them situationally. BYOC, bring your own chair. I am totally on board with that. And it's like, if you really think about it, and we had the weird hole in the ground situation, which sort of threw everything off. But like, you're standing out there for 4 or 5 hours. Do you want to stand the entire time? Like, okay, so definitely a chair is a great suggestion for people out there in the audience. Yeah.
The other thing is if you don't have enough do-re-mi to go to the game and the tailgate this year, there's always the flip side. You could do the Chef Kevin dinner the night before, which is still, which is a lot more, probably more palatable for your wallet, but it's still a good experience because you get to see everybody, and it's a different kind of thing, right? Because it's more intimate. You get to spend time just talking, with the people.
Yes, great suggestion as well. So again, shout out to my pop because he came up with the idea for the restaurant takeover the night before. It is totally everything you just said. It's a more intimate experience. There's no rush. I mean, they eventually closed, I guess, so there's that rush. But like, we got there at like, I can't remember, 7:30. We were there for a couple hours. We had good food. We had good conversation. We did a spontaneous giveaway. I brought some items just in case if the moment was right and gave them away to tables and people could do whatever. And we just got to have, like, again, at the tailgate, the tailgate's awesome. But there's just sort of the game. At the restaurant the night before, it's like, we did talk about the game and I got on the mic and like talk shit about the Cowboys. And that was a lot of fun. But there was just this kind of lax atmosphere, which was really cool. And you could have real genuine conversations with people about life and family or whatever that happened. So that part's really cool. And to your point, it's as long as you have the gas to get you there and then whatever your dinner is at a restaurant, that's it. There's no other money or anything required. And I know NFL games are super expensive. So yeah, we had about 40. So like we had about, let's call it 60-ish between a tailgate and game. at the restaurant, we probably had 35 to 40 people.
That's still a good turnout.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, man, when my pop brought it up, I'm like, I have no idea what the hit rate's going to be, but I'm more than willing to do it. And it was cool going into the restaurant, and I'm asking the lady, hey, where is it? Because chef put us in this private upstairs room.
Yeah.
And I turn around the corner going up the stairs, and I hear the Dennis Quaid Indy Jets laugh. I said, holy, and I've never met him in my life. I'm like, holy shit, that's him. Or hearing bad shit. Like I heard these voices before I came up the stairs and turned a corner, and then boom, everyone's in the room. And you're seeing people tall, short, this, that. I have no idea. I'm just seeing people in boxes. So it was a super cool experience. I hope a lot of people get a chance to, if you have the chance to do both, I highly recommend it. More time for all of us to be together. If you can't, one or the other, that's great too. Because Ant Jets 82, Snowball, there's a couple people that could only go to the night before event, and it was still a lot of fun. So whatever you guys can do out in the audience is super cool.
So you have a takeover on the room upstairs. Is that just for the Jet people?
Correct. Yeah. So it was a private club basically for us for this restaurant takeover the night before. Like I said, we had like 40-ish people, something like that was there. And and weird. I don't know how the whole I guess they have to have just multiple, not restaurants, kitchens, because when you're upstairs, like there's this direct path where the chefs were coming out of to like serve and do all kinds of food. So yeah, it was super cool. And shout out to Chef. He had all this free Jet stuff that he just sort of acquired, like so people could get like koozies and coasters and stuff, which was awesome from some of the sponsorship deals he did. So that was super nice of him to go to that extra level. But yeah, so we had the private room all to ourselves. We booked it in advance. And again, now knowing all of this now, I'm going to try to set that up super far in advance so we could get more people. Because I think the takeover thing wasn't an initial idea, but as the months were going on, we were getting closer. Pop said, and I said, can we? So I think that'll play even better now.
I'm wondering if I could take my my guitar and do a little set or something the night before at Kevin's place.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like I said, it's totally open to do whatever we want. When we just decided to go to the front of the room and do the giveaway or whatever, it's private, so we can do whatever you want. Yeah, that would be spectacular if that if the note hits right for you. Obviously, all of us would love that.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Great. Okay, great call from Heb. Keep the suggestions and everything coming on the tailgate, people. This is, I say all the time, this show by the people for the people. It's cool. I love hearing these suggestions. We want to make it better than last year. The food's going to be spectacular. We're going to have Lou B, the Beast, Chef Kevin Gilbert, all this different stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to it. If you people are hearing this, you're like, what the hell are they talking about? Myself and James Woody, we're fellow Jets content creators. We hosted the tailgate last year in the parking lot. And then the night before, we did a restaurant takeover at the Cloverleaf Tavern, where a bunch of us, if you were going to the game or not going to the game, we all hung out the night before and had dinner. And I did a Jets giveaway, and we all just hung out. And it was a good time. And so for whatever that weekend is, again, the schedule comes out second week of May. I'm already giving the group deposit to the New York Jets. So I'm on the list. And I've risen up the list because we did it last year. So a lot more details to come on what that game's going to be and all the other pertinent details that are coming up. Again, my suggestion every time this comes up is people just save your money. Last year, the whole package was $300. Hopefully I get it around that price. I have no idea. I have no idea where we're sitting. I have no idea who the opponent is. All of those different things factor into price. But it was $300 and you got the ticket to the game, the food package with Chef Kevin Gilbert, and some gift prize of some sort, which again, last year was a t-shirt commemorating the event, but we'll keep you guys posted on whatever that is. So I'm excited for it. I'm fired up, and I hope we can do this for the rest of the time. It's a cool way for all of us to come together. And a key piece of that puzzle, and I can't believe it, my friendship, and it takes two to tango, but the friendship on my side, this bond has only grown stronger with this individual. He's a special guy. You guys all know that already. But I got to know it, meeting him here over the last year in person. It's been pretty cool. And he's a key piece of this tailgate, which makes it so special. That is the one and only Lou B Super Jets fan, baby. So, Lou, can't wait to do it again with you, brother.
I appreciate those words, BG. And I look forward to meeting some of the guys that I haven't met in the chat. Like, you may not agree with my takes, but in person, I'm okay to hang out.
100%. Fun guy.
And I love to be as good as I can to every Jet fan. If you're a Jet fan, I'm with you, and hopefully you're with me. A few things. One, I can't wait to get my Indy shirt.
Yes.
Two, I thought the interview with Ty yesterday was great.
Thank you.
He said a lot of things that are real. And three, the ZD is worth driving up for. Let me tell you, Chef Kev ZD is no joke. And I don't even know how to explain how real I mean about that.
Yeah.
But BG, last year, we
sir.
saw what happens when a quarterback gets injured. And that injury came in game 2 with Justin. When he got hit, he was never the same. The guy wasn't the same guy that we saw in training camp. He wasn't the same guy that you saw in the past. I mean, I think he wasn't.
Even that Steelers game, week 1, where we're like, holy fucking crap, is this? Did we just get a franchise quarterback? And then he gets hurt week 2.
We got a guy, you know, at least he's a baller, but then he turned to the opposite, right? He turned into a pumpkin. So I think not having a quarterback plan, if there's an injury, God forbid, knock on wood, we really need a quarterback plan, because the last thing I want to do is have all these scheduled games. I remember like last year, I went down to Tampa Bay and we literally met up with hundreds of people, right? And I flew in like 50 guys.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, that game was booked before the injury, right?
Right.
Now we go down there. Some guys like, I'm not going down there for Tyrod and all that shit. So I really think getting another quarterback is really important, right?
I agree.
Even if a guy gets stubs his toe or whatnot, we need a plan. I do think the Jets like Ty Simpson. I like Ty and I like Cole Payton. That's my
North Dakota State. Yes, sir.
Is Cole Payton. But is Cole ready to go in? No, definitely not. Is Ty ready to go in? I mean, he understands the game. He would go in and he wouldn't be afraid. I don't think the stage is too big for Ty. That's like the one thing, whether you like Ty or not. I don't think like he's going to go in the game and be nervous and fall apart. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that if you're watching this draft, and I know we're all draft crazy right now, we're like, if you're in this chat, you're suffering.
You have to be.
If you're in any of these chats across the board, watching these friggin' shows, you're suffering, right? You just can't wait. BG, look what I got for us during the draft.
Oh, yeah. There we go, baby.
Right? So you can hold this, have PFF on, and look who's left. And just.
So who said that? Who said that? Who was the guy in the audience that said you guys aren't going to know shit? Who
I forgot.
Well, whoever that was, fuck you, buddy. Look, we're going to be plugged in. You say, you're just going to be shoved in, not knowing.
It's going to be on here, live updates. Plus, we're going to be watching live. We're not going to.
Obviously. We're going to get it faster than they are.
And we're going to go nuts. I think a key sign of them getting Ty Simpson is if they trade back. So I think.
From 2 you're talking about?
Regardless, I just want to say, whether it's 2 or 16, I think that if you take Ty early, you're sacrificing something. That's the big thing here, right? Now, if we had an extra 1, maybe we're like, all right, we'll use the first 2 on something that we need, a defensive guy, a wide receiver, and then we'll go get Ty also. So I think the only way for them to get Ty without making that sacrifice, and anything we talk about, Muji knows 10,000 times over. I think if they trade back from 2 and pick up some assets that they could come back up. And I think at 16, if they trade back to 20, because the Cowboys are very greedy. They have picked 20. They always want more. The Cowboys always want more. Ask your dad. He knows.
Yeah.
So would the Cowboys see somebody at 16 that they probably want? Chances are there is somebody there at 16 that they would want. So I think you got to get before Pittsburgh, because does Pittsburgh take Ty Simpson? Probably not, but they could. Trade out of that, because there's options for Pittsburgh if they trade back a little bit. If you're protecting against Ty, you have to protect against Arizona. There's not that many teams that are going to give assets like that. Also, Cleveland, do they just wash away all these 50 quarterbacks that they have and take one of their second first rounders and use that? So you got to be careful at that. So at 20, you're kind of safe if you really want Ty. I think if he trades back from 2, you get assets. Maybe not use the same assets to move up, but you just have more assets to fill more holes. Because the truth is, we really do need an explosive player at 2, and we really do need a wide receiver at 16. So that's really what we need, regardless. And I'm not even going to talk about the guy that I like today, because I don't want to.
Although there is a question from the audience about it. So let's show this up from Afram, Hawks 34, who says, question, if the Jets select Jeremiah Love at 2, will Lou B jump on the stage and give a Jets chant and do one of these, and then security, blah, 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 and then they tackle you? Is that going to happen? Yeah.
I tried not to mention him today, BG.
I tried, but they asked you.
I tried. And the answer is, I will go so crazy, because all of that, I've never received hate like this in my life.
Wow.
And the opposite of hate is love. So I will go absolutely crazy. And you know who's going to go crazy? The Jet fans.
Yeah.
When MetLife is packed and we are going nuts, and this guy is scoring, you won't remember when we picked him. But I'm trying to stay away from that talk. I started enough of shit on Jake Asman's show.
Which I saw some of that action. That was
ballistic, crazy thing on Jake's show. Neil is the new Neil went ballistic about love, and I'm not even going to get into it today. But
thank you,
for the quarterback stuff, we do need a quarterback. And the last thing I want to do is go into next season and something happens. We have no hope, and there goes another season. We have no quarterback. Please, I don't want to do that again. And I know everyone in this chat can at least agree on that. We don't want to do that shit again. Right? I don't want to talk. I was team tank at the end, but I am not team tank in the beginning. Right? So as everyone that spends their hard money on these games and their time on Sunday and whatnot, we need a quarterback. And Ty would be a pretty good guy to have on the team. And if not, they better get like somebody like Will Levis trade. They need to do something. We cannot just go in. Can you imagine Bailey Zappi week 2? Man. Or Tyrod again? It's over. It'll be over. Everyone just think about that. That would be insane.
When I talked myself back into it, because like when Tim Boyle was here, my dad will never let me hear the end of it. I said, okay, this could work. Let him boil. And that was stupid. And then with Bailey Zappi, am I saying, it's the Zappi hour. Let's go. He's going to do something.
They put him on the team. He didn't they picked him on the team. He is on the team right now. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's shitty or anything. I don't know much about him, to be honest, but I don't want to know much about him. I wanted to see Brady cook, and that was one of my worst takes ever in my entire life. Was wanting to see
Brady. Right, it can't be worse, right? And it was much worse. So yes, they definitely need a backup quarterback.
And we still don't even know who our receivers are. We still don't know shit. Right. We still didn't use Brees correctly, and we didn't do all that stuff. I think we have enough good minds in the room to know what to do this year. So at least let's have a backup plan for a quarterback. Yeah. Let's not just put it all on Gino's shoulders.
Right.
That's all I'm saying, BJ.
Love you, Lou. And see, you couldn't get away from it no matter what. People always going to ask you about it. You tried. Yeah, you did. You know, see, what a guy. I
was starting more wars, but yeah. Love it too. I'll go fucking crazy, BG. And so will you when he's running 80 yards and everyone. And then trust me, there's no player that's going to change our team. And Connor Rogers said it yesterday. And Chris Sims, you saw that interview. There's no player in the entire draft. I forwarded it to you like 12 times. There's no player in the draft that will affect the team quicker than Jeremiah Love.
Damn straight. There he is. Lou B, baby, who's the best in the business. And he will be at our tailgate. What a spectacular. Yeah, he's been a spectacular addition, into it. All right, let's keep going down the phone line train. Plenty of callers trying to get involved on the show. Up next here, let's bring him in. It's your mama's favorite caller. James joins us here on the show. What's up, James?
BG.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good to see you.
Lou B. Listen, I love this guy, Lou B. But guys, Jeremiah Love is not the answer. Mm-hmm. It's not. Mm-hmm. And you agree with Lou B.
I am a Notre Dame Golden Domer guy, so if they take him,
I know you are.
Two things.
I know you are.
Two things. So it would.
So why can't we get Price?
Reckless. It would be.
How about Price?
I love Jadarian Price. So if they went, they would get him probably. They probably
44.
I would. Yeah, I've seen him at a few mocks at the end of round one. I'm not comfortable taking him there, and we don't have a
no way
there anyway. I think the earliest I would take him is 44 if he's there. And to be honest, even a preferred, I'd trade back a little bit and take Jadarian Price. I just don't even know if 44 I would take him. No offense to him, but I just feel like no offense to him, and I can't say that enough times. Love is in a different category. I really like Jadarian Price a lot, and if the Jets ended up with him, I'd be a very happy man. But 44 is the earliest I would take him, and quite frankly, if we could trade down 50 or 55 or something, I feel.
All right, so BG,
yeah,
Arvell Reese or Jeremiah Love? Who are you taking?
Lou B, look away. I'm taking Arvell Reese.
See, like he's gonna be a freak. He's going to be a freak.
Yeah.
And we cannot. What's the Brees Hall hate for? Why? Because he talks shit about the Jets. I know Lou B heard that. He's not too fond of the Jets, and
Right. There's been some of that noise for like the last couple of years that he talks some shit on social media, and some fans get sort of pissed at that. He's been a little pouty. He's sort of had that energy, whether on the sideline, which Luby has talked about, or in the locker room. He's had some comments and things of that nature. I think he's a dynamic player that has never been used right. And
never.
I would hate to see that.
Except this first year.
Right. Year. The first 6.5 games or whatever before he tore his ACL, he looked phenomenal. We're like, wow, we have a rookie of the year here. And unfortunately, he tears his ACL and it all goes away. And he hasn't been exactly the same since, but there's been a lot of great moments with Brees. And again, the thing that would kill me is if we trade Brees. I love Jeremiah Love, but if we traded Brees and he goes to some team that's like, hey, this guy can do it all, and he just explodes and becomes a superstar running back, I think a lot of us are going to be like, what the fuck? We had this guy on our team and we couldn't figure it out. So I think that's it. So I don't know if the Brees hate is warranted. Like, again, that's why some people feel that type of way about him. But I just feel like he hasn't been utilized. So maybe he has every right to be
let's talk about Ty Simpson at 16. Okay. Are we sticking? Are we moving?
Ty Simpson at 16. Oh, God. I'd probably prefer, no offense to Ty, which, by the way, fastest food review, Chef Kevin Gilbert's giving you some love in here. Let's get a super chat here from Chef Kevin Gilbert, baby.
Wow.
Let's go, James. Talk
appreciate
about
you, dog.
Yeah, he is a massive Brees guy and doesn't like when slander's coming for the streets from him. So appreciate that, Chef. Thank you very much. So thank you. But no, on the Ty Simpson stuff, as intriguing as that conversation was to learn more information about him, I just think the Jets have other needs that I would attack. I would take Ty Simpson at 33. Let me rephrase. If he was there at 33, it's a conversation to trade back and let someone else take him. You take him, something at 33. But at pick 2, you give me Arvell Reese. At pick 16, let's talk about it. We could get your boy Mekhi
Omar Cooper.
Omar Cooper, maybe, sure. Yeah, I want a wide receiver. So if they think Omar Cooper Jr. is good enough, great. I trust your judgment. Let's go get him.
Tyson?
Give me a wide receiver. That the injury scared the shit out of me. But
me
again,
too.
I'll trust their judgment. If they say, hey, we believe in him, then shit, I believe in him too. But I would just say, if it was me pulling the trigger on the decision, all those injuries, like that is an alarmingly concerning.
I keep saying it, man. I love Mekhi Lemon. I don't care. I just think he's got a mentality of he's a dog. Like he wants that ball. When that ball's in the air, he wants it. He's going to get it. And I'm not so sure. I think Denzel Boston does the same type of thing, and Omar Cooper too. But for some reason, man, I got a man crush on Mekhi Lemon, man.
I can understand why. He's a baller, man. He just plays. Don't worry about the measurables. Don't worry about this speed. That's like, look at him on the field. Watch him play. That's what you fall in love with, not the other crap.
Right. Fuck the numbers. Forget
the interviews or whatever
and all that.
Yeah.
But I think that when it's time to play, he's ready to go. So we'll see. But I'll talk to you later, BJ.
There he is, James, who Chef Kevin Gilbert loved his Brees Hall defense and all that in there. Let's ride. Again, 300 people in the room. Again, folks, like the video, hit subscribe. We'll be back live. I'm not leaving right now. I see we have other callers, but I'm just saying we will be back live coming up at 11 o'clock. I'll be on with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. We'll have that live show. At noon, I'm doing a pre-recorded conversation with Judy Batista of the NFL Network. Once that interview is done, Boy Green Coffee Club and Espresso Club members will get access to that interview first. So you guys will be able to get that, and then it will eventually go to the public. Looking forward to talking with Judy. And then we have Jake Asman coming up later as well. and then we have our Survivor interviews tonight. So Wednesdays are always busy. It's going to be a lot of fun to go through that whole process. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Up next.
Hello. Good morning, Paul.
Is that a ukulele?
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to play us a jam? Feel free.
Sure. I haven't told you the big news yet, Paul.
Oh, please tell us the big news first.
I've got my training for life. My last training for life is tonight.
Okay.
And I'm going to be doing the competition tonight for Special Olympics.
Okay.
And the winner gets a banner to put into the school for the whole year. So.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, you should be. All right. Can you play us a?
Sure. I got Super Mario Bros. You heard of him?
Yeah, I just went to the movies and saw it with my kids. Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was awesome. It was great. You guys will really enjoy it if you haven't seen it yet.
I saw it. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But no spoilers, everyone. It's
of course. I won't spoil it for anyone who's watching. Yeah.
Yes. Because there's two post-credit scenes, I think, isn't it?
Say that one more time.
Is it 2 post-credit scenes or just 3?
No, 2, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I was making sure. All right. Here we go.
Yep. Wow, beautiful. Absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
Wow, terrific. And as always, we have that link up, folks, arktreasurecoast.org from our guy over there, Philium, for autism awareness, which is beautiful. So please donate if you can, which is terrific.
Can you send me that link, Paul?
Of course. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
In the private chat? I haven't got it, so.
Okay, yes. I will fire it over right now in the private chat, so you'll have it for after the show.
Great. Great. So, yeah, the movie was pretty good on that.
I enjoyed it. It was there were some funny moments, some deeper moments, some father-son moments.
Yeah.
I got 2 kids, so that was very nice. Yeah.
Who is your favorite Mario character?
That's a good question. Well, this guy wasn't in there. I like Wario, that fat bastard. Wario's a lot of fun. I'm a Luigi guy. Oh, I don't know why it took so much time. My first game I ever got on the GameCube was Luigi's Mansion, and I'm green, so boy green, Luigi, all that together. So yeah, my favorite character is definitely Luigi.
Okay. I heard Wario is going to be voicing Danny DeVito.
Whoa, really? Oh, that's a great choice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great.
Yep, it sure is.
Wario. Okay, nice. I love that.
Hopefully they can get him on there. So,
who's your favorite character?
Probably Mario. And I'd probably do like, Yahoo! Let's go!
Oh, wow. Do you know any other Mario phrases?
Well, let me try something here. Yoshi!
Oh, yeah,
working on that. I'm working on that Yoshi, but
okay, yeah,
that's
pretty good. Wow, that's pretty good. Okay, nice, Mr. Famous. Yep. Okay, beautiful.
Yep. I know there were like a lot of game characters in there.
Yeah. There was Bowser, Koopa Kid, Bowser's son. I'm trying to think who else.
Bowser Jr.
Yes, yep, right, Bowser Jr. Yep. So there was a lot of good characters. There was a good. I saw it when it came out. I took them out to the movies, so that was nice.
Yeah, and I just saw Star Fox too. But
Star Fox. My fiance doesn't know who Star Fox is, but
he was a game character for Super Smash Bros. I think
that too. Yeah, he was in that, and my fiance didn't know who he was, but I don't get any time because I'm always working. But I have some old school game systems over there from when I was a kid. Nintendo 64, Star Fox 64. You know, barrel roll, do a barrel roll. I love Star Fox. I love Star Fox.
They got the Nintendo Switch 2, and they said they're gonna have another one coming out soon.
Cool. All right.
So,
radical.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool to see Star Fox in there. That was awesome.
Yes. Yep. A lot of characters in those movies. That'll be if they make a lot of movies at the box office. There'll be more.
Oh, 100%. They're going to make more of them, which is going to be awesome. Well, Mr.
Yep.
Famous,
and there is. I don't know if you heard, Paul. Do you watch the Michael Jackson movies or anything?
The Michael Jackson movies. What are you talking about?
Well, they're having a Michael Jackson movie on April 24th.
Oh.
This year. And if they make a lot of money for Michael Jackson #1, then they make a second one, the second Michael Jackson movie in the works.
What I don't know if you know that. What is it about? Like just his life, or
well,
musical?
it's about his life and how he got. How he become a legend, and he's the king of pops.
Sure, right.
And he does like a lot of music in his career, like Billie Jean or Bad or
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth, yes.
Or Beat It. That's another good one. Thriller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has a lot of goodies. Yeah, sure.
Yep. So.
All right, I didn't know that, so I will. I'll put that on the calendar. Thank you, Mr. Legendary Famous.
You're welcome. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, and I forgot, Paul.
Yes, sir.
I got one thing to say.
Okay.
Let's go Jets, and I got an interview today at 5:00 on the phone with the Diner Theater in Tipton at 5:00, and it's the 100-year anniversary celebration of their legacy, and they've been doing the movie theater for like 100 years now.
That's a long time.
Yes, it has.
Well,
yep.
Congratulations, Mr. Famous Fulton. Super cool. Salute to Mr. Famous Fulton, baby. I didn't know Michael Jackson movie was coming out, so the more you know, I guess. All right. There you go. Sure, why not? All right, we got a couple hundred people in the room. Let's finish up with a few more phone calls. Then I got to get over to get ready for our 11 o'clock interview that's coming up with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. Knowledge the Jedi is next. Knowledge?
Hey, what's going on, Boy Green?
Hey, good to see you.
I'm totally against getting Ty Simpson, but it's only because he has a small sample size actually as a starter, you know?
Right.
Yeah. You know, and then he started off this season strong and ended soft. You could say you were sick and lost some weight, but then
you had gastritis or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, but that's something that you'll be battling for life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that true? Well, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a problem with your intestines when you get gastritis or you get problems with your digestive system. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
You end up being told you can't eat certain things.
Wow. All right.
The thing is that this quarterback class isn't that strong. It's like there's Fernando Mendoza, and then there's a gap, then there's Ty Simpson, and then there's everybody else, right? But the way I see it is that we got 3 first-rounders next year. There's maybe 6 to 10 guys that could come out next year, maybe less, depending on their eligibility. They might want to make more money in college football now that the NIL is going crazy. But there's a few quarterbacks in this class that I want to stay away from. Like, I want to stay away from Ty Simpson. He don't have enough games. I want to stay away from Drew Aller, even though he has a strong arm. He doesn't have the processing. Now, if you threw Aller with Simpson together, then probably you got a superstar. You got some good processing with a strong arm. But and with a little more size on your body. You get me? But this isn't, you can't mosaic them together. We can't. It's not like Dragon Ball Z and they could fuse together and make somebody better.
Right.
But I like green. Like if I don't get Beck is because he has a high floor. We know what Beck is, and it's safe. It's like a safe bet. Like if you're gambling, all right, let me bet on black or something, or bet on red.
Yeah.
Like if we're doing roulette, pick a color instead of a number. I like green because he's an athletic freak. So at least if his arm can get him out of things, at least he could run out of things. Also, I kind of like that Georgia Tech guy because he seems to be fast. I like fast quarterbacks because if all else fails, run. Like, like I said, I grew up in the wing T. In the wing T, the quarterback's a fourth running back. Like it's like almost hilarious. But I just feel that this class has some guys that if you want to work with them, like if we have the guys that we're willing to sit, because they're gonna get a veteran quarterback. Right now, if we take a quarterback in this draft, is to see, all right, we get somebody on a deal. Maybe he's a young target. We could trade him later if we get our guy next year. They're looking for a veteran quarterback in the market to put behind Geno Smith right now. I don't see us being like the Cleveland Browns and grabbing 2 QBs in this draft, especially not this draft. Maybe next year's draft we'll grab 2 QBs, maybe grab 1 and 1 and then 1 and 3 or whatever, to shuffle the board. But I'm not mad at Lou B wanting Jeremiah Love. I'm not against getting another weapon on offense that you could put in the slot or put him to carry the load in the backfield or split the load with Brees if you want Brees to be on a prove-it year because he wants too much money. Like, he only had 1,000 yards rushing last year. And it's because we couldn't pass the ball. We had to run the ball. If you know what I'm saying? So it's like, get another weapon, split the reps, use it as leverage if you want to trade him so you can stop talking like I'm your best option right now. He's only 12 in the league. Like when it came to stats this year, like running backs, he's number 12. He didn't even break the top 10. And everyone knew we were gonna run with him. And we had a solid line. Like I just feel those 4 picks, if we're not gonna move around to get more picks in the draft, and it's a mediocre draft class. Like this year, everyone's saying it's not a great class. It's just an average class. I don't know what average means for the NFL. Like everybody clocked in running under a 4.4, so I don't understand. It seems there's speed in this class, but is it that the processing isn't there for that speed when they came out of college? Like since everyone's running around or about 4.5, it seemed like in the combine almost everybody was logging in around or about a 4.5 when it came to skill set. You know what I'm saying? I feel we need a corner. I think we might need 2 corners in this draft. We might want to get 2 receivers. We might want another tight end. You know what I'm saying? We definitely everyone keeps saying we want another interior lineman. Maybe we are going after a center instead of a guard.
I don't know about 2 corners, but I feel good about 1. And I don't think a lot of Jet fans are. I think that's going to surprise Jet fans. If I had to say, a gun was to my head, and they say, "Hey, what's something that you think is going to surprise Jet fans when something happens?" And they're like, "Whoa!" And it to me isn't a specific player; it's a position. They are totally going to very strongly consider taking a corner in this, and maybe it comes to one of those first 44 picks. I don't know if they love a Jermod McCoy or this guy or this guy or this guy, just corner in general, because on the surface it seems fine. With Brandon Stevens, Jarvis Brownlee, Nashawn Wright, Azaria Thomas, Quantas Stickers, you're like, that's good enough. I still think they could have the foresight of grabbing one of those guys and plugging them in. I think that's totally possible.
All of those guys you mentioned are on maybe their last year, this year, or maybe they got 2 years.
Or there's outs, right? Like, because Stevens, you could get out. Brownlee is going to be nearing the end of his deal very quickly. Azaria Thomas was injured, so he still has multiple years left, but you just don't know what he is. And Nashawn Wright's a prove-it deal. So 100%, the entire room has question marks one way or the other, or question marks of like, he ain't going to be here. So I'm curious to see where it goes.
And this is a strong draft for corner and for safety. So I don't see us not taking at least 2 at corner and 1 safety. Like we went heavy in free agency for edge rusher and linebacker. So and then everyone's big on Reese, but Reese is a linebacker. So if we're going by like core positions to grab, you start dropping if you're listed as a linebacker. Like they're like, we're not gonna grab it that high unless we know he's gonna be a day one starter. We know we got him for 10 years and he's gonna just take the league by storm. You know what I'm saying? Which everyone feels he might be able to, but he's 20 years old. He's 20 years old. We grabbed McDonald in the first round, didn't we? Didn't we grab him in the first round?
Who is that you said?
Didn't we grab McDonald in the first round?
Yes, he was the 15th overall pick in 2023.
Everyone was shocked when we picked him, right? We're like, oh,
for sure,
fast.
Because we already had Bryce Huff and Jermaine Johnson at the time, so it seemed like overkill. It's like, oh, wow, what's the plan? And obviously they saw a vision without Bryce Huff on the team eventually, so that must have been the thought process. But yes, it did surprise me because of what we had at the time.
Yeah, but for us to talk about getting Bailey, which is a mirror image of doing the same thing as McDonald, and then who says that when are you going to be able to predict the passing down in the NFL? When are you going to be like, all right, this is the down they're going to pass? When it's 3 and 10, when it's basically 3 and 12 or something,
third and long.
So now you're going to pick a guy at 2 to be a package guy. That don't make sense. We got too many needs. So I don't know why we're talking about Bailey. If we're going to grab someone at 2, let's take a run stopper. If we're going defense, if we're going offense, let's get a receiving threat. Let's help Geno Smith out in the passing game and not have it that we just double down on G5 and somebody cover Mason Taylor. And then that's all we got to worry about in the passing game. And maybe somebody look hook to curl for Hall in the flat. Like, I don't know. We just need another receiver. This is a deep receiving class. Everyone's saying there's only 3 guys, and one of them's an injury-prone guy. Like ATV at receiver, I don't think so. But it's like we got to get the ball to them. You got to look for guys who are good separators. Like Casey Concepcion goes in the second round, and he's a good separator. You know what I'm saying? He could get separation from the guy guarding him. So, he got a lot of drops. Maybe their quarterback sucked over there at Texas A&M. Maybe he was throwing too hard. Kyle Payton, right? This kid from North Dakota, the lefty. In the combine, the receivers had the most drops from him throwing the ball to them. He's throwing a bullet. The boy obviously could throw hard. You need touch if you're throwing short passes. You want to see a bunch of drops from a left-handed quarterback that your right tackle has to be the pass protector now because he's a lefty and throws off the whole, musical chairs with the line that you got to switch it around because he's left-handed. I don't know. Like, you could look good with the receivers you've been working with for 3 years, but when you're throwing to a random guy you just met today and you got the most drops of the day, like, that's a sign too. Like, I don't think I would want that kid. You got to look at every little thing at this point with the Jets because it's like, bro, we're in a 15-year drought. Everybody wants to get to the playoffs. We could talk Super Bowl till I die when I'm 90, but I haven't seen one with the Jets because I was born in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're a Jets fan, it's like being a Yankee fan. You're living off of history. You're living off the History Channel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And either it's good or bad what we're talking about. Either I can't believe we missed in this draft on this guy. He's a Hall of Famer in retrospect. But I just feel that in this QB class, look for athleticism. Look for a guy with a high floor with a lot of games. Like Adler didn't had 3 years at Penn State. I don't want another Penn State quarterback. I'm kind of against Penn State quarterbacks and USC quarterbacks. And now look, Sam Darnold finally won a Super Bowl. So now you can't even say USC quarterbacks don't win Super Bowls. Now he finally won one. But it's like, I want to stay away from those 2 colleges because they normally have a lot of supporting cast. It's like Alabama. It's like getting an Alabama quarterback. What are you really getting? Because they got a bunch of receivers. They got 5-star running backs in their backfield rotating. Like, you could hide a guy. That's just a good game manager. You could deal with a game manager and be at Alabama. You could be a game manager, be at USC because they got running backs and tight ends and linebacker, good defense, all that. Penn State, same thing, solid line for years. They're known for their line, for their D line, for their O line. They've been known, Penn State, for that. So it's like you could hide certain quarterbacks in those systems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like quarterbacks that are in like the MAC, because in the MAC is like air raid, everybody's throwing. They're trying to go out there. It's not heavy on the running game. Like you see, like that's where we got Chad Pennington, right? He came out the MAC, like he had like the highest like yards thrown by a college quarterback before getting in Marshall, I think, when we got him, right? So it's like he already had miles on his arm. So we should have been predicting his shoulder would have, you know what I'm saying, had an issue down the road. The man was do like 10,000 yards in college. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like we're going to get a veteran QB, maybe a veteran receiver. We're going to go heavy on the D-backs because it's a good D-back class. They got good deep, and they're deep with the linemen. And we might trade back from 2, get more picks, because maybe our guy is between 4 and 9. Like we stay in the top 10. Maybe our guy's in that bunch, because I don't know, man. Reese is 20. Reese is 20, and it's always a learning. It's always a learning curve, you know. And then in his interviews, he didn't know what he was. He didn't know what position he was. He was saying he could be an edge, but he wasn't.
That's what he wants
used
to
as
be,
an edge
apparently.
primarily in that defense. He was a hybrid.
He was not. That's correct.
And I don't want Bailey because it's just another pass rusher. I need a run stopper. In the NFL, you need a run stopper, because when teams are up by 2 touchdowns, they're running the ball more heavy. They're going to protect the ball. They're going to run more. They're going to slow down that clock. They're going to play tight defense. You need a run stopper, so they could want to force them to throw the ball. So I don't know. Me, man. I'm a Miami guy. I want Ruben Bain or Scott. Let's throw somebody who was a game changer in there. Let's get one of those guys. I don't care where you get them. Okay, we pass on Bain. Let's get Mesidor and let's go get Scott. We need a corner that gets a turnover machine. That boy got a nose for the ball.
Yeah, I will acknowledge. I'm going to let the Jets know how you feel about it and see if we could get some Hurricanes in there for you for the U. Great stuff. I would say on Arvell, the age of being 20 to me is very intriguing, that he could be 20 and so much more potential. I love that about Arvell. That's super exciting that he's already shown so much, and he's 20. You're like, ooh, look how much more is probably there. That's exciting. And on the David Bailey stuff, again, I will, whatever the Jets decide to do, I'm going to jump on that train. But I agree with some of the David Bailey stuff about run stuffing. It seems like that was an issue. And Drew Beatty believes that the run stuffing issues are not technique based. It's not like he's doing something wrong and you can teach him to do something right. He just believes he just can't do it. And he has the technique and it's still not good. And, you know, I trust Drew because Drew does this for a living, but that's a part that scares me. And then just having basically a double dip there on Will. All right, folks, we are less than 90 minutes away from the next live show. We have a bunch of callers here on the program. I was going to try to get to everybody here on the show, but we are simply, quite frankly, running out of time. But we will be back live in about 90 minutes. Okay, so we're going to be doing another live show with myself and Info Insider Matt Lombardo. We'll see if Manchild's there. He's doing a dentist appointment, so we'll see if he makes it back in time. But we'll be live at 11 o'clock. Another plug. I'm speaking with Judy Batista. It'll be a pre-recorded interview. As soon as that live show is over, I'm jumping over to do the interview with Judy. If you're a Boy Green Coffee Club member or a Boy Green Espresso Club member, you will get that interview before the rest of the general public. So make sure you guys check it out. It should be a lot of fun there with Judy Batista of the NFL Network. We have Jake Asman after that, and then I've got a Survivor interview tonight. So holy crap. We got a ton of content on the channel. Do me a favor on the way out. Like the video, baby. Hit subscribe. Keep spreading the gospel of all things Boy Green Daily. I want to eventually get to 10,000 subscribers. That's just a goal I've had, and I'm trying to work really hard and do all kinds of things that would attract people to this channel with fun guests and hopefully good conversation and all. Man, we have a lot of fun on this channel. So we'll see as we continue to see if we can nurture and get this channel to grow. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you in a little bit right here on Boy Green Daily. Take care, everybody.